Alright, I wanted to do a video on this topic about this one blogger, Noah Smith. He's a professor. He tends to be liberal. He writes an article, Austrian economists, 9/11 truthers, and brain worms. I want to go to this article, which he wrote over a month ago. He's trying to call all libertarians quacks, crazies, nut jobs, etc. And if you want to look at one of this part of his article where he was accusing many of his followers or Austrian school followers to be anti-Semitic or racist against Jews. Let's put it in that way. Out in the wider world, the Austrians' brain worms' darker whisperings are music to the ears of the paleo-libertarian Ron Paul movement. Austrianism's anti-Semitic overtones are conveniently papered over by the fact that two of its founders, Mises and Murray Rothbard, were Jewish. But it's no coincidence that Austrianism carries great appeal for the more unsavory corners of American politics. So he links up to this one video. We could take a look at what this guy is even talking about. So he posts a video where it describes the banking system, fractional reserve, what the Fed is all about. I haven't viewed all of this video probably in a few years, but the title goes, The American Dream, Pre-Money, Truth Behind Fed, and How Rothschild Rule America. So, once again, this individual is saying that, hey, if you ever mention the name Rothschild, that makes you racist against Jews, which is quite silly. And towards the end of the video, like I'm going to say right now, the problem that many libertarians in this movement, they have problems with Zionism for the most part. Yeah, you're going to see some comments that aren't politically correct, and yes, they could be phrased better, but at the end of the day, they don't have anything against Jews for the most part. It's Zionism, right? And you could do another video on that another day, but if you want to look at Rothschilds, right, in general, why many people in this movement have problems, we could just look at this part of this one book. It was by Jerry Robinson, but he takes a quote from this one author. His name is Gustavus Myers, and if you can't see this, press Control Z at the same time, or I could do it for you right now. But anyways, it goes by this. Gustavus Myers, in his 1936 book entitled The History of the Great American Fortunes, further confirms a Rothschild connection to the first bank when he wrote, Under the surface, the Rothschild had a long, powerful influence in dictating American financial laws. The law records show that they were the power of the old Bank of the United States. And then there's some more information here. I can't verify this, but it was written in his book as well. It is reported that Rothschild, eager for renewal of the first bank charter, issued a bold threat to the United States Congress. Either the application for renewal of the charter is granted, or the U.S. will find itself involved in a most disastrous war. But on March 3rd, 1811, after the bank's 20-year charter expired, Congress voted against renewing it. So it goes on and on. Next year we know the War of 1812, and I've heard many stories about that. So a lot of people are saying that, hey, if you say anything about the Rothschild, that makes you racist against Jews. Or they use the term anti-Semitic, but I've used that term as well. But if you look at it, that's not the right way to say person who's racist against Jews. Because if you look at Semite, right, the real Semites are actually Arabs, right? But we could just put that aside for now. And in my opinion, if you're a writer on one of these major publications calling a certain sector of the population racist and not backing it up, it doesn't matter what color you are, you're saying that, hey, these guys are racist because they think that in the past the Rothschilds have funded the wars, or there's a direct link to the banking institution, so on and so on, that makes you racist. I think that's very dangerous to say, because if you want to even look at this, right? Peter Schiff, right? He was Jewish, right? Austrian school economist. He has a huge following, 106,000 subscribers, right? And people saying Austrian school guys, racist, this and that. Yet, a lot of those same guys listen to Peter Schiff and love him, right? Or like his material. So it doesn't add up to what Noah Smith's talking about, even though he did mention that, hey, Mises and Rothbard were definitely Jewish as well. But this is not the point that he's getting. The point where Smith is missing is that a lot of people in this movement have problems against Zionism, not against Jewish people. And if you want to even look at Murray Rothbard's old writings, I mean, he had problems, you could tell, when it came to Zionism. If you look at this article on antiwar.com, it's war guilt in the Middle East. But it goes on and on and on. You could find other articles as well. He critiqued, what's her name, Ayn Rand, when she made a comment about Arabs with, I think his name was Phil Donahue in the 1970s. So if you look at it, when you see guys like Noah Smith write about this, it's probably to A, gain attention, and B, to try to make a name for himself. So if you go against the libertarians, right, and you're a mainstream economist, right, I think he's at one of these schools teaching economics. I forget which university. Is it Harvard? I forget. But anyways, this Noah Smith individual, right, I think he should be really careful when he uses that term. Anyways, thanks for listening to me, guys. Comment below. What do you think about all this? And I will talk to you another time. Thanks. Bye.